You're being attacked by an enemy ship and your opponents are trying to get on board your ship. They have swords and daggers, and apart from the fact that you haven't washed for 2 months, how do you stop them getting close enough to injure or kill you? Well, I highly recommend one of these, a polearm. Also known as hafted, shafted or staff weapons, they're essentially made up of 2 parts. Here we have a long wooden handle. These ones are ash, a flexible hardwood that will snap rather than shatter, meaning less likelihood of secondary damage to the user. And they're cut in a hexagonal shape for better grip. Then we have a weaponized piece of steel at the end, which we'll come to shortly. There are lots of different types of polearms, and even top experts don't always agree on which ones are called what. This is partly because they've been around for ages and have evolved differently all across the world. And although these types of weapons were developed for use by infantry in field battles, they were frequently carried on board ships during the early modern period. And we know with certainty that Drake's crew carried them on the Golden Hind. Now, despite the emergence of pistols and rifles at this point in history, ships still armed themselves with medieval weaponry, largely because guns were still unreliable and took too long to reload. Now, let's take a look at the 2 examples of different kinds of polearms we have on the ship. These 2 are variations of the partisan. It's fairly spear-like in appearance, being long, pointed, with very sharp edges, but with a useful addition. See, these 2 protrusions at the base of the blade here are a primary defensive feature. They stop the sword from sliding down the blade of the partisan onto the handle, where your vulnerable fingers are prime targets for being sliced off. And they're also quite stabby. Now, being long-handled, you will also have a superior reach over any sword-wielding opponents. And if they try boarding your ship, you'll be there with polearm in hands, able to stop them in their track as they leap towards you. You've been very thoroughly trained in the different ways to use them after all. In addition, being a very spear-like object, you can throw them, of course. The other polearm here is this glaive, consisting in a point for thrusting, a sharp blade for chopping, and at the bottom of the blade, a hook. If you attack your opponent and miss, or you're deflected, as you draw your weapon back towards yourself, you can pull this hook into the back of your opponent's knee or heel, throwing them off balance and doing some serious damage as you prepare to attack again. Now, other features you'll find on polearms are axe blades, hammers, forks, spikes, and even sharpened spades, a testament to the agricultural beginning of the weapon's design. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, and do leave any related facts or questions in the comment section below.